What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me today and for showing me your support. This video we're going to be taking a look at possibly the very best EDC everyday carry knife you could expect to buy off the market. We're not talking about those high-end deep pocket purchases that can set you back $200, $300, $400 plus and less in some cases. But this is an everyday carry knife that you will be thoroughly satisfied with if you decide to put your hard-earned cash to use. Let's get on with the video, guys. Alright, so here we go, guys. We switched over to the handy dandy first person review point of view, and here we have it, the Spyderco Tenacious in all its budget box beauty. Yep, that's what this knife is, guys. It is a knife for the budgeteer. Not to say that you're a cheap person, but it's basically somebody that doesn't want to spend a lot of money on a knife like you would on, say, a Sage 2, which was a knife that I was actually looking at from the Spyderco range. There's also, you know, all your Benchmades, and there are so many different types of knife brand out there. I care not to mention them all in this bloody video. Obviously, I've just named a couple of them. But basically, what Spyderco did is they produced this knife as a means to bring a more affordable blade to the everyday person. So I basically paid, let's talk about this before we get going. I paid just over $30 for this knife. Now, if you go to, I'd say, high-end retailers, you might spend upward of $60 for this blade. Don't do it. Just go on Amazon. I might even leave a link in the description, and you can pick this knife up for just over $30. It's a really well-made budget knife. If you want the name of Spyderco, if you want all the little logos, that funny spider hole, whatever they call it, and all that, for a very low price, this is the knife for you. The Spyderco Tenacious. I love it. To be tyrannical, to have tenacity. That name drew me to this blade. I kid you not. I was looking at the Sage 2, and I thought to myself, do I want to spend 200 some odd dollars for a freaking blade that I potentially may not use all the time? And when I say all the time, I will use this blade. Whenever I use a pocket knife for something that requires that type of need, I'll always use this knife. But I mean, I'm not someone that works in a workshop or works outside like that requires a knife edge all the time, right? So you get what I'm saying. But I didn't want to drop a high budget or use a high budget to buy something that, you know, I just didn't need it. So that's why I came up with the idea to buy the Tenacious. And let me tell you a little bit about it. I don't have a measure on me right now. What is that, like half a centimeter thick? It's very thick. Sorry, very thin. It's not as thin as a kitchen knife. Let's take a look at this. There's a quick comparison. There's your average kitchen knife. Get the autofocus, and there's the Tenacious blade. You see, it's considerably thicker than what you would usually use to open up mail and parcels and stuff like that. But then it's not super thick that you would want to use this for such things as heavy batoning, heavy whittling, bushcrafting, etc. I mean, I'm going to use this on my travels when I do my bushcraft survival videos, absolutely. I do have a full fixed blade knife that I will be using to do the heavy work, but this blade is going to do me just fine. It is made in China, which is what a lot of people, when they talk about this knife in their videos, that's what puts them off, right? They say, oh, it's made in China, so it's this weird metal, steel, whatever. It's like CR13 MOV or something like that. This is a little booklet that you get. There it is there, look. 8 CR13 MOV. This blade of the Tenacious is a full flat ground, there you go, stainless steel. Alright, it does have this G10. Don't ask me what the hell that is. I'm not a real knife person, not a knife fanatic, so I couldn't tell you all about what the hell that 8CR13 MOV is. I'm sure it's nowhere near the quality of steel that you find in their upper tier knives, like their, what is it, the paratrooper blade or whatever the hell it is, paramilitary, you know, which is an awesome looking blade. I'd love to have one of those, but I don't have the gumption to drop that kind of money on a blade. That's why this really fit my need. It does host the G10 handle, which is basically a what is it, polymer fiberglass mix, basically like a high density plastic It does have these paws on it to offer a great grip, and it does feel very nice in the hand. You know, I can't tell you what a really high quality knife feels like because I've never handled one, but I can tell you what this feels like, and it does feel very comfortable. It has this little ergonomic thumb cut, which helps you do some whittling with it. You know, you want to do minor bushcrafting, carve something out, which is basically why I bought this knife. I would be doing little crafting of things, so that really does help with the feel of it. Obviously, when you have gloves on, these little rivets here will probably feel a little nicer and not so harsh on the thumb. My thumb's taken a bit of beating with those ugly ass nails. As far as the sharpness of the blade, let's do a bit of shaving right here on camera. There you go, look. Yeah, shaving that stuff right off. Look at that, it's kind of gross. See that? Shaving that off. Ugh, kind of gross, huh? But there we go. On-screen shaving, lovely jubbly. It does the job. So it's very sharp, and you can definitely rely on this being very sharp. So always handle your blades with caution. Never be a fool like me and mishandle things, you know, because be responsible, and always treat your blade like you treat your woman, with care. All right, as I say, a lot of the things that this knife has are all on your high-end blades, so don't feel like you're missing out on anything. You can flip the angle of this handle so it can be tip down, tip up. You know, you just pop the clasp at this end. You know, and I'm thoroughly satisfied with this blade. As I say, you can check in the description. I'll add the Amazon link that I used to purchase this knife, and look out for it in the majority of my videos from here in. I will always have this as my everyday carry knife, the EDC as they call it. So I think that's everything from now. I think I've answered everything. Oh, you know what? There is something I missed. The blade. You can either get it in a full blade, or you can get it in a half blade. Serrated edge, I mean. I went for the full blade. I didn't want the serrated edge. And there's also a black variant. I think it shows you a picture of that here in the pocketbook. Yeah, see, there's a black blade. I personally, in my honest opinion, think this looks cheap, even though that helps with rusting and maintenance, i.e. the blade won't rust, or hopefully it won't rust, but with proper care and attention, you can ensure that this type of blade, even though it's cheap, it will still give you years of satisfaction as long as you treat it well and don't have it take on tasks that it potentially can't handle. So that's it from now. Follow me on Twitter at Manvsmedium. Check out my channel for my other videos. If you like this, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe and look out for me in the next video. So you know what time it is. Time to rock out. This is Manvsmedium signing out.